You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. In the history of American justice, few cases have ignited the level of controversy, scrutiny and emotional debate as the trial of R. Kelly. But beneath the headlines and the media frenzy lies another story, one that raises critical questions about the integrity of the justice system and the tactics employed by those seeking to bring Robert Kelly down. This is not about defending any wrongdoing, nor is it about excusing baseless allegations. This is about fairness. It's about due process. And it's about the troubling actions of Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx and her office, whose handling of the case against R. Kelly has come under significant scrutiny. Kim Foxx, who was elected into office by the people of Cook County on promises of reform and transparency, has found herself at the center of controversy. In her pursuit to take down R. Kelly, sources allege she went to extreme lengths to secure testimonies from the multiple women that were arraigned before court as government witnesses. Reports have surfaced suggesting that the Cook County State Attorney and her team threatened potential witnesses with possible imprisonment if they refused to cooperate. It's no wonder some of these women eventually made media appearances alleging they were forced to testify against R. Kelly against their will not once but multiple times. Take a look.
Because today, Homeland Security showed up at my house and they're like, yeah, you have to testify. And I'm like, no, I don't want to testify. I don't want to go through that again. I testified in New York. I do not want to testify in Chicago. Like, I'm sorry, they said if I don't want to, I don't have to. And I say, okay, good. It's like, but, however, you will be subpoenaed. And if you're subpoenaed, you have to show up. And if you don't show up, then you get arrested.
Imagine being a witness that is unsure, reluctant and perhaps fearful of the public backlash that may result from falsely accusing a man you know did nothing wrong to you, and being met with threats from the very office sworn to uphold justice on behalf of the United States government. Like we saw with Geronda Pace's media confession, witnesses claimed they were in fact pressured to testify against their will with looming threats of jail time hanging over their heads. This raises a fundamental question: is this justice? Or is it the weaponization of power to secure a conviction at any cost? And this isn't the first time Kim Foxx's office has faced accusations of misconduct. A number of people have pointed to other high-profile cases where similar questions of transparency and ethical boundaries have arisen. The Jussie Smollett case, for instance, brought national attention to allegations of preferential treatment and questionable decision-making by the same Kim Foxx, as she once again played hide-and-seek in the middle of a serious legal matter to protect her interest and sell her narrative on the case.
For a fine and community service.
It has always confounded me that we spent this much time, energy, and effort on one single case, which is why I believe wholeheartedly that it was beyond just the case in Mr. Smollett. It was truly an attempt to undermine me.
In R. Kelly's case, however, the stakes were even higher. A man's freedom and his life hung in the balance, yet instead of letting the evidence speak for itself, the prosecution allegedly resorted to intimidation tactics. This was further confirmed during the prosecution speech after R. Kelly has been wrongfully convicted in the Chicago trial, when they mentioned that by allowing to testify against R. Kelly, the government witnesses had vindicated themselves. One may wonder, vindicated from what?
The resolve to be here years later to tell their story is truly remarkable. And these verdicts, these guilty verdicts in this case, it vindicates them. And not only vindicates them, it vindicates the other individuals who came forward in this case to tell their stories as well.
But no more mystery, the vindication was from possible imprisonment as threatened by the state attorney's office. There is no doubt that any individuals threatened with the possibility of being locked up will take the stand and falsely accuse an innocent man just to stay out of prison. And with someone as canning as the district state attorney herself confronting them with such threats, they had to succumb. It's therefore no longer a secret that many of these women would have agreed to testifying against R. Kelly while under duress, a situation which if confirmed will likely see the entire case against R. Kelly overturned, as the credibility of such witnesses is in fact already compromised. Also important to note is that this is yet another form of witness tampering. By engaging in this dubious act of witness intimidation, Kim Foxx in fact committed a criminal offense for which she should be held accountable. Why should testimonies by alleged victims act as self-vindications if they were not threatened with a penalty for refusal to testify in the first place? Now let's think about the impact of these alleged tactics by Kim Foxx herself. Witnesses are human beings and they have their own fears, doubts and personal struggles. By threatening them with imprisonment, Kim Foxx's office may have crossed a dangerous line, compromising not only the credibility of the case but also the mental well-being of those involved. One witness reportedly stated, "I felt trapped. They didn't care about the truth. They just wanted me to say what they needed to convict R. Kelly." These words, if true, paint a damning picture of a justice system willing to prioritize convictions over truth, and this is exactly what we have been fighting for the past 5 years. A justice system that is conviction-oriented cannot conduct a fair trial, and it's no wonder we have been complaining about the same for years with regard to R. Kelly. Let's take a step back and remember what justice is supposed to mean. It's not about public opinion. It's not about media narratives. It's about facts, evidence and a fair trial, all factors conspicuously missing from R. Kelly's due process. But when prosecutors allegedly resort to coercion, they undermine the very principles of fairness they are sworn to uphold. R. Kelly's case has in fact become a flashpoint in America's cultural and legal debates. But whether you believe in his innocence or guilt, we must all demand a fair and impartial judicial process, because when the system fails one person, it fails all of us. Case critics argue that Kim Foxx's handling of this case was more about headlines than justice. The alleged threats to witnesses are not just unethical, but they may have tainted the entire case against R. Kelly. How can we trust the outcome of a trial when witnesses may have been coerced? And how can we be sure the truth was uncovered when the methods used to obtain testimony were so deeply flawed? As R. Kelly and his legal team continue to fight for his freedom, these questions must be addressed. If the allegations against Kim Foxx's office are true, it is not just R. Kelly who has been wronged but the American justice system itself. Justice must be impartial. It must be fair. And it must never under any circumstances be achieved through threats or coercion. The public has a right to demand accountability from those in power, and Kim Foxx should be answerable for her malicious actions. In the meantime, R. Kelly's story is still far from over. And as the world watches, one thing is clear: the pursuit of justice must be above reproach, because in the end, justice isn't just about one man, R. Kelly, but about all of us. So as we fight for R. Kelly's rights to be respected, we are fighting for every American out there who may find themselves in a similar witch hunt situation as this. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say. To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.